everything is working before we begin. I want to make sure you're able to see my screen. So if you're able to see my screen, just type in number 1 right now. We'll do a quick tech check and then we'll begin. Okay, let's see. Okay, lots of ones. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, perfect. All right. First of all, welcome everybody. I am very excited to be walking you through this presentation / training on how this very unique time that we're in today can literally be the best of times, or it could be the worst of times. And today I'm going to walk you through why some businesses that has been around for a really long time, why some of these businesses are going bankrupt, laying people off, and imposing a 40% pay cut on their team. But at the same time, why there are some businesses whom are thriving even better than before. And the sales that they're getting is like numbers from like Cyber Monday, Black Fridays, Chinese New Year, every single day. And when you understand this, by the end of today's presentation, today's training, today's workshop, you will be able to see why, number 1, if you are a business owner, when you implement these strategies, you'll be able to see why you'll be able to crush it. You'll be able to have a game plan on how to not just survive, but thrive. And if you are somebody that don't have a business, but would love to have a business one day, you'll be able to get clarity on what are the skill sets you need to develop and what you need to be doing right now if you want to build a side hustle, if you want to be able to understand how to build a skill set that is going to be required. So never again are you going to be laid off. Never again are you going to get a pay cut, so that you can create this high income skill set. Because truly, this unique time that we're in right now could be the best of times, or it could be the worst of times. So how do we know if it's going to be the best of times or the worst of times, and what are we going to be discovering here today? So a couple of things, okay? First of all, before I even begin, I want to congratulate here all of you for being here right now. We had like over 5,000 people registered, and out of the people that registered, you guys made it here today. So that is something that I do not take lightly, and I will do everything in my power to make it well worth your time. Okay, so what are we here to do today? Now, I just realized that I think my setup is a little bit low and I seem to be constantly looking down. So if you guys give me 10 seconds, I'm going to step out of frame for a second. And you can see that all I'm utilizing is books. I'm going to put some books over here to kind of adjust the height. So guys, you can see this is real. This is like happening in real time. Okay. I'm adjusting and pivoting. Okay, this is a little bit more neck friendly for me. Okay, so appreciate you guys being here, and I will do everything in my power to make it well worth the time. What is today all about? Okay, today I'm going to be sharing with you, number 1, how do you create launches? How is it possible to go into a brand new market where nobody knows who you are, where you're not a celebrity, where you don't have a list, you don't have anything? How is it possible to launch something in the online world so that you can either build a new stream of income, so that you can protect yourself, so that you can start a new side hustle? Okay. Today, I'm also going to be showing you how is it possible to create evergreen marketing campaigns, which means I'm also going to be showing you actual sites, products that I launched close to about 10 years ago, and how many of these sites and products are still generating an income for me today. How is that even possible? Today, I'm also going to be showing you my journey of becoming one of the top affiliates in the world for different platforms. This is basically just promoting other people and getting paid commissions in return. Now, what many people don't know is that the world's largest marketplaces, the world's largest online stores. These could be Amazon for physical products. This could be ClickBank for digital products. What many people don't know is that physical products, digital products, it could be softwares like this example over here. This is my account, which is promoting a software. I'm going to be showing you how I became one of the top affiliates promoting these different type of products. And it could even be platforms that you could be using. This could be Agoda, TripAdvisor, Booking.com. What many people don't know is that the world's largest marketplaces for physical products, digital products, softwares, they would actually pay you a commission. That's right. That means Amazon would pay you a commission whenever you refer people that buy stuff on Amazon. Now, this is known as affiliate marketing. So that means even if you don't know how to create a product, what if all you needed to do was to promote somebody else's product? That could be a physical product, digital product, could be a software, could be a service, could be a platform. And these platforms would actually pay you money whenever you refer people that buy stuff on their platform. So this is known as affiliate marketing, and I'm going to be showing you how you can generate multiple streams of income and pretty much my journey of how I became one of the top affiliates promoting other people's products. Okay, so since we'll be spending some time together here today, would it be okay with you if I just quickly shared with you my journey and what I did pretty much in the last 10 years in order to make it happen? If that is cool with you, let me know in the chat. Type in the word cool. Okay, if that is cool with you, I'm gonna have a sip of water. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Sure, cool. Okay, very nice. So, I kind of lost the page over here. So let me just spotlight myself so I don't lose it. Okay. So this is me. Okay. This is me right here, growing up in a very traditional, conservative, typical Asian upbringing. And somehow this picture was taken when I was in my dad's trunk of the car. And this is my father. My father is one of the most hardworking people in the world that I know of. For 13 years, my father, he worked on 2 jobs. Okay, he had a 9-to-5 job with the government of Malaysia. And after his 9-to-5 job, my father would work on a farm. So my father was actually a durian farmer. Okay. Now, how many of you here love durians? If you love durians, type in number 1. If you absolutely can't stand the smell of durians, type in number 2. And if you don't know what a durian is, type in number 3. Okay, if you're outside of like the Asian region. Okay, so it's like I see a lot of 1s and 2s. I see some 3s. So it's either you really love it or hate it, right? So for those of you that typed in number 3, this is a tropical fruit. That's whenever I bring my American friends to try this, a lot of them tell me it tastes like a gas leak. That's the description of it. But it's really an acquired taste. You either love it or you hate it. And one of the things that my dad would do on this farm is every single year he would bring my brother and I to the same exact spot in his farm every single year. And he would make us hold up this signboard to represent how old this farm is. And my father, he would be very, very proud. So I'm the younger brother. This is the 8th year, the 9th year. And this was the first 10 years growing up on this farm. And my father would be very, very proud to document and show off to his friends how all the trees and all the fruits, how they're all growing up together. And as you can see from the pictures, I didn't like it. It was hot. There's nothing to do. I'm being fed to the mosquitoes. And the reason why I didn't like it, it's because for a really long time, I didn't understand why. And this is the picture that when I was looking through the farm pictures, that means a lot to me. And the reason this moment means a lot to me is because this picture here is taken at the farm's garden shed where all of the insecticide, the wheelbarrow, they're all kept over here. And the reason why this means a lot to me is because there's this one time I remember I was throwing a huge tantrum. I was being really difficult. And I was telling my mom, I said, Mom, I hate this. Why is Papa doing this to me? I just want to go back. And I was just, like being like this typical kid that was, showing a tantrum. And I remember that my mom, she put both hands on my shoulders. She looked at me straight in my eyes and she told me this. She said, Joon, which is what she calls me. She said, you might not understand this now, but one day when you grow up, you'll understand that Papa does this today so that when you grow up, you don't have to do what he's doing right now. And that moment was very, very powerful for me because it gave me this one thing. Okay. And guys, I would like all of you to start off by writing down this one word. Okay. Write down the word ambition. Okay. Now, today I'm going to be showing you a lot of different techniques and steps and strategies. But if you want to make the most of today's training, take notes, bring out a pen and paper or an iPad, shut out all of the other distractions. Now, I don't know if you're at home right now and you have kids running around. I don't know if you're in Starbucks and it's like really noisy. But if you want to make the most out of this training, cut out all the other distractions and make a commitment to be here, ready to learn and discover how to adapt and pivot for next 90 minutes. Because if you can do that, the next 90 minutes, it would be a game changer for you. Okay, so let's be here right now. Okay, 90 minutes, that's all I'm asking. And write down the word ambition. Now, for the first time ever, I felt what it was like to have ambition. Not for me, but I didn't want to see my father remain a farmer for the rest of his life. And he can't be doing this when he's 50 years old, when he's 60 years old, when he's 70 years old. So I look at my mom and I said, Ma, what do I need to do to be successful in life? So she looks at me and she said, Joon, if you want to be successful in life right now, you got to study hard and get good grades. And with good grades, you'll be able to get to a good school, a good university. And with a good university degree, you'll be able to get a good job. And with a good job, you want to spend less money, earn more money, save more money. And this was pretty much the advice I got from my mom pretty much my entire life growing up. Now, how many of you here have the same mother as me? If you have the same mother as me here, type in the word same. Okay, type in the word same if you have the same mother as me. Okay, lots of same, right? Okay, so that's what I did. I tried to follow that advice for a really long time. Okay, and somehow it kind of worked for a while. I did well in school, in A levels, in college, and finally I was offered a scholarship from the government of Malaysia to study here in the UK called Warwick University. Now, to cut an even longer story short, because of a lot of parties and alcohol and good times in university, I nearly failed university. I got a 42% average, and that was because my entire life I've done well, and I thought university was not going any different. And to make things worse, all of my housemates, they all be partying and drinking, and let's just say smoking some really strong stuff, which we won't talk about since this is a recording event. But let's just say it would be impossible to do anything. My whole house would be like a steam bath. And while they were all getting high and all getting stoned, I'll be playing this game called World of Warcraft. How many of you here have heard of this game called World of Warcraft? You've heard of this game called World of Warcraft? Type in me, okay? You've heard of World of Warcraft, right? Lots of memes, okay? So that's how I spent my university life. And when I finally went back home, I received this letter from the government of Malaysia. Now it's in Malay, in my local Malaysian language. But basically what it says here is that I didn't fulfill the condition of my scholarship and they wanted me to pay back every single dollar. So this was actually from this Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam, is the JPA, it's the department that paid for my thing. And what it says here in Malay is that I got to pay back this scholarship because I didn't fulfill this scholarship, okay? Now, at the same time, so this was 150,000 ringgit, which is about 40,000 US dollars, money which I didn't have, money which my parents obviously didn't have. And to make things worse, nobody wanted to hire me anymore because they were all judging me based on that piece of paper, okay? So I took my first picture, my first ever payslip. Now, I want you guys to notice something, okay? So this was 15 years ago. So 15 years ago, I was working on this job that paid me about 350 US dollars a month, which is about 1,200 ringgit. And I actually worked on this job for nearly 2 years. That's right. I was so conditioned to believe that if I didn't do well in school and get good grades, this is the price I had to pay. So I actually worked on this job that paid me 1,200 ringgit for nearly 2 years because I thought that's normal. This is life. You don't do well in school, this is the price you pay. So it was also because of this job, I realized I had to do something different. I realized that if I continued doing what I was doing, it would take me about 19 years, 19, just to pay back the debt that I had with the government of Malaysia. And this scholarship that was once a dream has now turned into a nightmare. And that was when I actually went on Google and I typed in the words, how to make money online. Now, by show of hands, well, I can't see your hands, but how many of you here, you've tried doing something like that? You've either went to Google, when you went to YouTube, and you've typed in the words, how to make money online. Type in the word money if you've ever tried to do that. Okay, type in the word money. I want to see how many of you have done that. Let's see, money, 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 money. Okay, lots of you guys. Okay, very, very standard. Okay, now when I did that back then, I had about 2 billion search results, and they all told me different things. So back then, 15 years ago, okay, even using the words back then makes me feel old. It's like back in my day, okay, back in my day, there wasn't Facebook. It was more like making money through eBay. It was through Google AdWords, affiliate marketing, stocks, Forex. There's 2 billion search results, all telling me different things. And so what did I do? Just like what all good entrepreneurs would do, took out my wallet, took out my credit card. What did I do? I started buying all these different courses and programs and stuff using money which I didn't have, by the way. I thought, you know what? Things can't get any worse. So let me just swipe my card first and worry about the problem later. And I would buy all these different ebooks and home study courses and programs, many of which were scams, by the way. Some kind of worked. And I was trying to piece all these different things together. And out of doing all of that, they seem to have one thing in common. And the one thing they had in common was to make money online, I needed to understand how to sell a product. So I created my first ever digital product. Now, what was this digital product? This was basically a 32-page Microsoft Word file teaching people how to play this computer game, World of Warcraft. So remember this game? This is one of the reasons why I nearly failed university. I played this game for more than 1,000 hours while all of my housemates were all getting high. And I didn't think it would sell very well. So all I did was I put up online for $7. That's right, $7. Because I didn't think like it was a thing. People told me that, you know, but I saw this other person selling this guy. There were in fact, two other people selling this. And I thought, wow, it looks like they're making big money. And I would be so happy if I can make 10% of what they're doing. So I started selling this for $7. And in 2007, that was when I started to make these consistent $7 sales every single day. And I remember, first of all, it took me a long time. It took me like 9 months to make my first $7. But even though $7 was not a life-changing amount, it was a life-changing moment. Because I knew that if I could do it once, all I need to do then is to do it again and again and again and again and again and again. And that's exactly what I did. What I did. In fact, I'm going to be showing you what I did. It's a 5-step process. But literally 19 months was when I told my boss, thank you very much for hiring me when no one else would hire me. I was very grateful for him hiring me when truly nobody wanted to employ me. But I want to be able to do this full time now. So I took what I did in World of Warcraft and I started replicating it across all these other markets, in all these other computer games, in dating, in Forex, in teeth whitening, in how to quit smoking. And I replicated this 5-step process, the same 5-step process that I'm going to be sharing with you today, close to about 600 different websites across all these markets, in yoga, in gardening, in cake decorating, replicating the same 5 steps that I'm about to share with you today. Truly, this 5 steps is what changed my life. And in 2009, there was this really popular game on Facebook called Farmville, okay? How many of you here have heard of this game that was really popular like a decade ago called Farmville? Type in the word Farmville if you have heard of this game called Farmville. Let me just take a look at the chat for a second. Farmville, Farmville, Farmville. Yeah, so this game was like crazy viral, right? In 2009. So what I did was I created this digital product that was really just a guide teaching people how to manage their farms better. And if you didn't play this game, it might not make any sense at all. But this product was my first ever big break. This product did over 1.3 million US dollars in sales in under 7 months. And you know what the best part is? The best part is I didn't even play this game. I mean, I played the game for like 15 minutes to see how things worked. But I hired somebody else who is the expert, $350 to create this product for me. And because of that, this product did over $1 million. And that's something I'm going to be showing you here today as well, which is basically how is it possible to market products even if you might not necessarily be the expert, even if you feel that you might not have a strength just yet. Okay. So since then, since 2010, I've been doing this for a really long time. Okay. Since 2010, I have been a top vendor for many of these different platforms, for Amazon when it comes to physical products, for ClickBank when it comes to digital products. And the point I'm trying to make here is that I've been doing this for a really long time. And I have an issue right now with Facebook. And I noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but on Facebook, there seems to be like a lot of people on Facebook that has suddenly become an overnight guru. Like every like 10, 20 posts I see, it is some person that I've never heard of before claiming that I need to pivot. And that seems to be a big word online today. You need to pivot, okay? But I've never heard of them, and I highly, I doubt that, I don't know, they've even doing this, okay? So I want to share with you, like what you're about to discover today is not theory. It is literally what has transformed not just my life, but my family's life, together with lives of thousands of people who have learned, mastered, and implemented this, the 5 steps, okay? So this is me speaking at one of the biggest internet marketing conferences in the US. This event is called Funnel Hacking Live. There was about 5,000 people here at this event. And on this platform, one of the things that they do is they're able to track sales and reward people that have achieved different milestones. So this is the plaque that I received for doing over $10 million utilizing their platform. This was in like Disney World. I had to like ship this from Disney World back to my country, which is Malaysia, and the shipping fee was something ridiculous, like $800 or something. But before the whole coronavirus lockdown, this was the latest award that they gave me, and this is for having done over $25 million. And out of the community of about 130,000 people, 11 people have done this. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not showing you this to say, hey, look at how amazing Peng Joon is. Maybe a little bit, okay? But the reason why I'm showing you this is not to impress you, but to show you that it's possible, okay? Because in 2005, on the left-hand side, yes, that was me. When my dream at that time, I can tell you, was to work at a Big 4 accounting firm to be at a managerial level. And for me back then, 2005, if I could have been in an accounting firm or an investment bank and be at managerial level, that would have been success to me. So 2005, yes, that was me when I was earning 1,200 ringgit, about $400, where I spent all this money on this suit. And I don't know why. I thought it was cool to shave my head, and this was when my hair was growing back. Or what's funnier is the backdrop that says "Danger Men Cooking," which was my favorite apron back then. Yeah, and it's been a journey. Okay, now why am I sharing with you this? Here's why. It is because right now, especially during a time like this, with the whole coronavirus lockdown and the fear and uncertainty out there, I might not necessarily know what you're going through right now. Okay, there's about 1,000 of you that's on, and I don't know if because of this lockdown, this whole coronavirus, maybe you could be a business owner, and right now you could be bleeding money, and you might be experiencing a 90% drop in your sales. I don't know. You could be an employee that just got laid off, maybe going through a pay cut, or you could be going through the best of times. I don't know. I don't know if you're doing better or worse than me in 2005, but what I do know is that In fact, I would like you to write this sentence down. Okay, please write down. Let me take a look at you guys for a second. Please write down, never base my dream or ambition based on my current circumstances. Okay, write that down. Never base my dream or ambition based on my current circumstances. You see, what most people go through in life is they have a big goal, a big dream, a big ambition. In fact, question, how many of you here have a big goal, a big dream or ambition? Okay, type in the word big if that's you. You have a big goal, a big dream, or a big ambition in life. Okay, cool. Lots of you guys. Okay, now here's what I'd like you to notice. Whenever you get a big goal, a big dream, or a big ambition, what usually happens? So your big goal usually comes from the heart, right? Your heart wants to do more in life. But then notice what happens. Your mind steps in and your mind will reason with you. And your mind would go, well, wait a second. Do you have the experience? And then your heart would go, no. And then your mind would say, okay, well, do you have the capital to do this? And your heart would go, no. Well, let me ask you this. Have you done this for someone else where that somebody else would vouch for you and say, this person's good, hire this person? And your heart goes, no. And then your mind says, well, let me ask you this. Do you know the right people, the right context, the right network that will give you this opportunity? And then your heart goes, no. And then your mind goes, then do you really think you can do this? And then your heart goes, no. Well, how many of you here once had a big goal, a big dream, a big ambition, and you yourself talked yourself out of it? Let's be real here. Can I get real with you guys? Type in me if you have ever talked yourself out of doing something. I know I have, lots of times. Let's acknowledge that. How about we acknowledge that? Okay. Thank you. Lots of me's. Okay. Me. Okay. So, by the way, guys, what if what is possible for you has nothing to do with where you're at in life right now? What if what's possible for you has everything to do with your thoughts, your decisions, and actions that you make every single day? And your thoughts, decisions, and actions has nothing to do with the government, has nothing to do with Donald Trump, has nothing to do with your parents, nothing to do with your boss, nothing to do with your colleagues, nothing to do with your friends, because your thought, decisions, and actions is all you. And what if we could take responsibility for our thoughts, decisions, actions so that we can change the quality of our lives? And what if every single day we got a brand new shot at life? And today, just like tomorrow, we'll get a reset button and we get to start anew. And what if today was a brand new day? That's what I'm asking of you. And that is why I'm here today, because I'm here to hopefully disrupt. Now, I don't, by the way, I didn't plan to go on this rant. It's not off tangent, by the way. But I wanted to begin with this slice because I know that for some of you, yes, we're here today to talk about strategies and tactics and steps. I'm a highly tactical, strategic person. But I know that for some of you, this is the slice you need. And for a small percentage of you, if I could help you reignite that fire, that hunger, that burning desire that some of you may not have experienced in a while, it would have been time well spent for me. That's why I'm here today. So question, how many of you here are ready to discover how to make this happen? Type in the word ready. Type in the word born ready if you're ready to make this happen. Perfect. Born ready. Very nice. So let's talk about how do we make this happen. Okay. So today I run this company. We're called Smobble. We are based in Malaysia. Now my entire team, there's 24 of us. Everybody's working from home now. I was at the office last week, and it's like some of our furniture has gone moldy, so we need people to clean it up. But everybody's working from home. We're adapting. And what I'm here to show you is what you're about to discover is not theory. It's not something that I feel it's a good idea. It's not something that I think might work. It's literally stuff that we do every single day. And fast forward today, I've actually had the privilege to share this technique, this strategy. Again, it's 5 steps all over the world. I've done this in the small rooms, the big rooms. I've done this in stadiums. And I'm here to show you that it's been figured out. It's been figured out over and over and over again. And understanding how to build a business online and monetize from it, even if you're a total beginner, it's been figured out. And that you and your current circumstances is not unique. I've done this in Australia, in Japan, in Switzerland, in Germany, in South Africa, in Brazil, in the UK, in Dubai, in countries that I never thought I'd visit, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, showing people this one main thing, which is how do you take what you know, your knowledge, your life experience, and transform that into a product that is monetizable on the internet. That's what we're here for today, okay? So in order to get started, and before I show you how the 5 steps work, okay, we're gonna talk about a 5-step process. It's highly tactical as well as strategic. But in order for me to explain to you what are the 5 moves that you need to make, that's it, just 5 moves, we need to first understand in this entire coronavirus thing that's happening right now, who won and who lost. Because if you can understand this, then you'll know what to do. Because if you are a business owner and you have clarity on why some companies who have been around for like 100+ years are going bankrupt, but at the same time, why companies who are new, who are able to pivot fast and is crushing it right now, you'll know what to do in your business. At the same time, if you're in the 9 to 5 and you're looking to make some side hustle or start a business, or whatever it is that your intention is to build a new stream of income, you will know what are the skill sets you need to learn, master, and understand in order to get paid. Skill sets that are relevant, that is required in the new normal, okay? So let's talk about what this is, okay? So who won and who are lost? So this is J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney is one of the biggest retail stores in the US. Now, J.C. Penney recently filed for bankruptcy, and it says here that they had to file this bankruptcy despite being 118 years old. I mean, just think about that for a second. This company is older than any one of us here that's on this webinar right now. And you would have thought, like, think about that for a second. You would have thought if they're over 100 years old and they've won the largest retail giant in the US, why did they file for bankruptcy? Now, let me know in the chat, what do you think the answer is? What, 118 years old, they would have established a brand, goodwill. Surely they would have reserves. Like, why do you think they filed for bankruptcy? Okay, what do you think the answer is? Okay, now, as you type out that answer, let me ask you the next question. This is Gold's Gym. Gold's Gym is seen as like the top of all gym franchises. Okay, it's like, this is the gym that Arnold would train at, Gold's Gym. One of the biggest gym franchises in the world. Gold's Gym filed for bankruptcy during this whole coronavirus thing. So why did they file for bankruptcy? Lots of gyms filed for bankruptcy. This GNC. GNC is the world's largest franchise for supplements. Now, GNC declared bankruptcy and they're closing 800 stores worldwide. Think about that for a second. Closing 800 stores. How much money do you think they lost? So if we start seeing this trend, like these are the giants, the ones been around for 100 years, established goodwill, brand everywhere, going bankrupt in just like that? So what do you think is the reason? Let me know in the chat, okay? So some of you are saying, GNC, no way. Wait, go look it up. Type in GNC bankruptcy. You'll see it there, okay? Because no one is buying their products, no online market. They didn't move to online, poor marketing, no innovation, lack of consumers, okay? Did not pivot on time. I'm just reading your answers. They didn't change, okay? Lack of capital, really? Do you really think that JCPenney lacked capital, GNC lacked capital, okay? Now, I see a lot of you saying they didn't go online. Now, what if I told you that didn't go online is really just a fraction, half of what the real reason is, okay? Here's why. It's not because they didn't go online. So, wait a second. Because that's what a lot of you are saying. You're saying that they went bankrupt or is declaring bankruptcy because they didn't go online. Really? Do you think that's a reason? Well, let me ask you this question. Let's take a look at Airbnb. Is Airbnb online? If you wanted to book an accommodation with Airbnb, in fact, everything when it comes to booking Airbnb is online. But here's what happened. Airbnb CEO recently said it took them 12 years to build Airbnb, 12 years. And everything just like that, in a snap of a finger, just like Thanos in Endgame. That's right, I just referenced Thanos in Endgame. Snap of a finger, they're on the brink of bankruptcy. And they've lost almost everything in 6 weeks. And right now they're in real trouble. But do you think Airbnb is online? So if they're online, why are they on the verge of bankruptcy? Why? It is because, think about this, what's the reason? It is because in order to fulfill it, people have to go offline. They have to go physically to a location, and people don't want to do that. Or rather, governments don't allow people to do that. And the truth is, there's so much uncertainty because nobody knows if there's going to be a second wave, a third wave. Do you guys think there's going to be a second wave? If you feel there's a second wave, type in number 2. How many of you feel there might be a second wave? In whatever country that you might be from. Yes, I know that all of you are in different countries. Okay. If you feel that there's a second wave, type in number 2. How do you know there's no second wave? How do you know if there's no third wave or fourth wave, fifth wave, microwave? I don't know, whatever wave, right? How do you know? Nobody knows. So in other words, the way to prepare for this, okay, I'm going to come to that point in a second, but you need to start understanding this, okay, is this. Take a look at Zara. Is Zara online? So Zara, who, by the way, is the 3rd richest person in Spain, is closing 1,200 stores around the world. 1,200. Now question, is Zara online? Do you think you go to Zara.com and order whatever clothes you want? Of course, right? Zara is online. But what are they eliminating? I want you to start seeing, what are they eliminating? They're eliminating their offline delivery mechanism. So what is Zara doing? Now, Zara, who's made billions of dollars, do you think they have the foresight to know how to pivot? Do you think they have the best advisors out there? What do you think the advisors are telling them? They're saying, after doing our cost-benefit analysis, you're going to save so much more money just by closing down these 1,200 stores. That's what they're saying. Because they know that even when governments open up, even when the lockdown ends, you know what doesn't change? People's fear don't change. People are not just going to magically start going out in packed malls. Why? Because market sentiment doesn't change overnight. The lockdown might be over, but fear is still going to be there. So what does this mean for you when you start understanding this? Okay, it means that it could be the best of times or the worst of times if you understood this next thing. Now, what is this next thing? It's basically this. This is a date that was right in the middle of the whole coronavirus thing. This was at the peak of all fear, of all uncertainty in April and May, 3 weeks. Now, during these 3 weeks, I can tell you very honestly, if you've been following me, I've got my business that sells physical and digital products, or online stores, thriving, not affected, everything online. In fact, doing better than before. However, there was a piece of my business that was severely affected. Do you know what it is? And it was doing live events. So some of you might know, I do live events. I travel a lot. And when the lockdown happened, let me just look at you guys for a second. Okay, when the lockdown happened, here's what happened. I was in Poland at that time, and I got a call. From the hotel, and I'm supposed to do the event the next day. So understand, like, everything's booked. My team and I, we're flown over. We have participants flying from different parts of Europe to be there. And now it's 11:30 at night. I'm supposed to start at 9 in the morning next day. I get a phone call, and the hotel manager says, the government, or rather the Prime Minister of Poland, just made an announcement that we are shutting down the country, which means no flights in and no flights out for at least the next 1 month. So if you want to exit the country, you have to do so in the next 24 hours. So understand, this was the two options that I faced. Number one is to suck it up, cancel the event, refund everyone, and have a lot of pissed off customers. Why? Because people are already flown in from different parts of Europe. Absorb the loss. Why? Because the hotel, accommodation, flight, my team's there, all of that's paid for. There's no refunds on that. And the total loss would be about $110,000. First option. Second option is to do the event anyway and risk staying in that country. And now 3 months ago, the fear isn't like it is today. There wasn't any deaths yet, but risk spreading the virus. Now, if you are me, what would you do? I want to listen from you guys. What would you do? Type in number one, if you would cancel the event and incur that six-figure loss, or number two, do it anyway. Okay. One, take a six-figure loss. Number two, fulfill the event anyway. Okay. Now, understand, there's no right or wrong answer. Really, there isn't. If I did the event and just one person got this virus, I don't think I'll be able to live with myself. So what I did was I put safety first. I canceled the event. And I pivoted. So here's what I did. I said, okay, in that case, how can I be able to change my delivery mechanism? Okay, understand, listen to the words I'm saying, so that it's all online instead. Okay, now during this month, in that 3 weeks, we still maintained sales of over $1 million that month, selling products online. But I want you to notice something. This is the conclusion. Okay, you need to have two things. Please write it down. Number one, you need to have an online sales process. Write it down. Online sales process. You see, companies like JCPenney that just focus on offline and retail, they didn't have an online sales process. It was offline. It required people to walk into their store. And that is why, despite being around for 110 years, just like that, they went bankrupt. However, Uber, Zara, they have an online sales process. You could literally pay them and make bookings online and buy stuff online. However, what are they getting rid of? They're getting rid of their offline delivery mechanism. Why is Uber in trouble? It is because, or rather, why is Airbnb in trouble? It is because their delivery mechanism is offline. So the second thing that you need, okay, so number one is you need to have an online sales process. But number two, please write down online delivery mechanism. And what if right now, if you are a business owner, if you want to protect yourself and build a profitable business, these are the two things you need. And if right now you are in a 9 to 5, looking to build side income, side hustle, passive income, recurring income, new stream of income. These are the two things, the skill sets that you need to work on. And that is why in the 5 steps that I'm about to reveal to you is about making these two things happen. So notice, some businesses, if they didn't have these two things like JCPenney, crumbled straight away. However, if you only had one thing, like Zara, where it has got an online sales process, but if the delivery mechanism is going offline, that's why they're getting rid of 800 stores, because they just want to focus on the online delivery mechanism. Which, by the way, so if you take a look at companies like Amazon, Alibaba, why are they experiencing record-breaking months? Numbers that look like it's Cyber Monday, Black Friday, and Chinese New Year during this time frame is because they have these two things in place. Okay, how many of you here, are you guys getting this? How many of, if this makes sense, if this is clear, type in the word crystal. Okay, type in the word crystal if this is clear. While I have a sip of my water. Okay, good. Crystal, lots of crystal. Okay, so what I'm here to share with you, I want to talk about the 5-step process. And this 5-step process, people in the past, students from all over the world, have paid me thousands of dollars for, to learn, understand, and implement these 5 steps. But how many of you here would love for me to share with you what these 5 steps are, so that two things, okay? Now, again, some of you ask, is this a live event? No, this is not a live event. I'm not doing live events anymore. I'm taking as though this entire whole coronavirus thing is permanent. Okay, so I've kind of eliminated live events from my entire business model, because to me, that's not happening and it's just not worthwhile for me to do so. So what we did was we took it virtually. Now, there's 2 choices, okay? So would it be okay with me, with you, if I shared with you what these 5 steps are, so that, number 1, you can choose to either go do it yourself, or number 2, if you want to do it together with us in a weekend, do it together, that's cool as well. But either way, these are the 5 steps. So is it cool with you if I share with you these 5 steps and how it works, so that you can decide for yourself if this is a good fit for you? If this is cool, type in the word cool if it is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, very nice, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about what these 5 steps are. Okay, and again, guys, whether you decide to come and join me for this virtual event, or whether you do it yourself, these are the 5 steps. Okay, so what is step number 1? Okay, number 1, please write down identify profitable market. Okay, number 1, please write down. Okay, guys, you want to make the most out of this training, write down, take notes. If not, you're gonna forget a week from now. Okay, identify profitable market. Now, what if this is the step that starts the entire thing? Okay, that's what I did in World of Warcraft, in Farmville, in Forex, in the dating market, and all these other gaming guides. So step number 1, when you come to the Game Changer Intensive, it is all about understanding what's proven to have a hungry buyer's market. Write those words down, hungry buyer's market. How do you look at what's trending? Write that down, what's trending. How do you see how to create a solution that genuinely helps people? Because that's why people pay you money. People pay you money because they believe that the value that you're going to provide for them is worth much more than the money they pay you. That's really what it is. Okay, and so that's step number 1, is just identifying what markets are profitable. I always love to begin with the end in mind. So I'm going to show you different examples and case studies. This is Jordan Yo. Jordan Yo is one of the most followed people in my country. And 5 years ago, Jordan, just like you, he came to this training. He didn't understand this 5-step process just yet. And fast forward today, he's got about 4 million people that follow him on Facebook. And I want you to listen carefully. Here's what he did that made all the difference for him. I just realized I didn't switch on my sound.
Jordan here. Some of you may know me from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Well, as a direct learning results from Peng, I actually created my own online training program, the Iron Mastery. I applied this formula and the results was overwhelming. Seriously overwhelming. Right, so guys, if you want to master internet marketing skills, you should learn from the master himself, Peng Joon. Okay, take it from me, he will definitely change your life.
Okay, so question, what did Jordan do that changed his life? So let me ask you this. How do most typical bodybuilders or trainers make money? What do you think they do if they want to monetize what it is that they know, their passion? What do you think they do? Well, most common way would be working in the gym as a personal trainer, selling their time for money. Okay, so what did Jordan do? Jordan created a product, it was called Iron Mastery. And this product, fast forward today, has done over $1 million. And today, Jordan is living his passion. He can do whatever he wants, wake up at whatever time. In fact, before lockdown, he was in Japan, snowboarding for like 9 days. And because of that, one product, Iron Mastery, today he's truly living life on his terms. So that was his big idea. He created a product in the fitness market. Now, what's amazing was in 2016, this was when he attended my event. And at the hotel that I did the event in, he said, Peng Joon, if you follow me to the gym and if you do this workout with me, I promise you I'll get you some serious results. Now, this was the first time ever I trained with him at the gym. And on this day, he actually killed me. My legs was like jelly. The next day, I could barely walk. And he told me, he said, whenever you are in Malaysia, if you are willing to train with me at the gym, I promise you, I'll get you results. So every 2 months, I'll take my progress picture together with him. This is the 4-month mark, December 2016. 6 months, February 2017. This is when all of, this like post-workout pumps, Instagram lighting, good angling, Instagram filters, all of the stars and moon, they were all aligned. And I know that these pictures here, they look a little bit gay as well. But the reason why I'm showing you this journey, here's why, okay? It is because, so first, fitness was never really a thing for me, okay? But in 6 months, I got faster results than my entire life combined because I have these two things in place. Now, how many of you here would like to accelerate and get faster results in life? Type in the word accelerate if you want to accelerate and get faster results in life, okay? Type in the word accelerate. Okay, cool. Accelerate. Okay, so write down these two things. Number one, write down the word system. That's right, I had a system. I knew that Mondays would be chest day. I would start off with the incline bench press. I knew exactly how many reps and how many sets to go for. I knew that Tuesday we'll be doing back, Wednesday we'll be legs. I knew exactly what to do each day. Why? Because I had a system. Do you have a system? Now, whether it's fitness, whether it's weight loss, whether it's Forex, whether it's internet marketing, whether it's real estate, you need to have a system to follow if you want to accelerate and get faster results. Number two, if you want to accelerate and get faster results, number two, please write down the word coach. Every single time when I am training with Jordan, when I think I'm about to do my last rep, he'll look at me and he'll say, okay, give me one more. And I'm really struggling. I'm struggling and I'm shaking and I want to put it down. He looks serious and it's like, come on, give me one more. Yeah, I was always one more rep away. Just one more rep away. And he would make me do the moves that I otherwise would not have done myself. And that was what made him a good coach. If you could have done it on your own, you would have done it on your own. These are two things. So the Game Changer Intensive is a 5-step system with me coaching you through the 5 steps. Okay, so let's talk about what step number 2 is. So what is step number 1? Step number 1 is the ability to identify your big idea. So when you come to the event, the first thing we do is I'll walk you through my process of how do you identify big ideas, a hungry buyer's market, what's trending, so that if you have a business, I'll show you how you get started in the online world in your current market. And if you don't have a business, let's do a quick survey. If you are a business owner right now in the chat, type in number 1. And if you don't have a business right now, but you love to get started one day, type in number 2. Okay. So number 1, if you have a business. Number 2, if you don't have a business, but would love to get started with the business. Okay. Lots of 1 and 2s. Okay. So let me just, okay. So it looks like it's maybe 70% 2, 30% 1. Okay, good. So regardless of where you're at, if you type in number 1, you're a business owner, will help you pivot online. And number 2, if you don't have a business, will get you started with a business by understanding what's proven, what's trending, what has got a hot buyer's market. Okay, that brings us to number 2. Number 2 in this 5-step process is this. Please write down build sales process. You heard me say this, right? If right now you don't have a sales process online, these are people that's getting crushed. These are the businesses that is laying people off and firing people and imposing pay cuts on their employees. Now, what is an online sales process? So this is when you come to this event, I'll show you how do you strategically build up these pages online that either help you get more leads and convert these leads into sales. Now, I know that this step here scares maybe about 80% of you guys, because 80% of you are thinking, but Peng Joon, I don't know if I can do this if I'm not a programmer, if I'm not a designer, if I'm not a coder. Look, fast forward today, I still don't know how to write a line of code. I still don't know programming. I don't know graphic design. I've never designed a single logo. Because what if I told you that all those skill sets are not crucial? The only skill set, the only skill that pays the bills, the only skill that brings in the money, please write down the word marketing. And what if marketing was a learnable, trainable skill? And what if I can take what I know over here and transfer that over to you, which is what I'm trying to do right now, okay? So step number 2 is where I show you how do you actually build these pages. Understand, it's 2020, technology's in place, and today a lot of these platforms will allow you to build up these pages in literally just a few clicks. And your pages will be up and running, your store will be open, and you will be able to process payments from anyone, anywhere in the world, as long as they've got a Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, okay? How many of you here would like to be open for business? Type in the word open if you would like to be open for business. Okay, open, open, open. Okay, good. Okay, great. Okay, you guys are paying attention. So let's talk about how would a sales process look like, because there's a lot of different types of sales processes. And obviously you can't go through all of them here, but let me just give you an example. You see, my life's work, what I've been doing in the last decade and how I learn and improve is by watching and modeling, write down the word modeling, people that's crushing it. So a sales process is sometimes known in the online world as a sales funnel, okay? And what I do is I'm always looking at funnels that's doing very well. So for example, you might notice that I sell, if you've been following me for a while, I sell a lot of physical products like books through this process called free plus shipping. Now, understand something. I didn't come up with free plus shipping. I didn't coin the term. It's a proven model that's been used over and over again. So I utilize this sales process, which is called free plus shipping, into how I sell my physical products like books. There's a sales process known as a challenge funnel, where you do a challenge online. Now, again, I didn't coin the word challenge funnel. It was a process, it was a sales process that was proven in the weight loss market. So what I did was I took this sales process and I utilized it in my market. Same thing for e-commerce. You see, how I got good was just looking at people that's doing that thing well, and I am modeling and I'm looking at their sales process. Now, when you write down these words, what are the things that I'm specifically looking at? Please write down price points, write down upsells, write down languaging, write down offer. I want to be able to see their offer, their upsell, their languaging, and what it is that they're doing throughout their sales process. Because if they are making millions of dollars a year, I want to see how that sales process works so that I can implement them even if we are in a different market. Are you guys getting this? Right? So this is my friend Caitlin, who runs ladyboss.com. Her company does over $40 million a year. She helps women lose weight while loving themselves again. So I know that she's crushing it with membership sites. So now I am obviously not her target market. I'm not a woman trying to lose weight. But what did I do? I went into her funnel and I started buying all of her upsells, all of her pages. Why? Because I want to be able to document exactly what is she doing in the membership funnel that does so well. Same thing with the webinar funnel. Now there's a lot of different funnels out there, and the point I'm trying to make is whatever market you want to go into, whether you want to sell physical products, whether you want to sell digital products, whether you want to sell insurance, whether you want to sell real estate, whether you want to sell network marketing, there is a proven sales process for that. And what I've been doing has always been looking at who are the people that's doing it well so that I can model. Now, when I say model, there's some of you that could be hearing it as copy. Now, modeling is not copying. Copying is unethical, it's illegal. Modeling is to give you a benchmark, an idea of what needs to be done so that you can do it better. Okay, that's modeling. That's how I got good at this. Okay, so let me show you the application of this. Let me show you some case studies. Okay, this is Jason. Jason Kok is from Malaysia. He came to one of my live events and he was an insurance agent. He was in the insurance industry and he was asking me, so Peng Joon, you keep saying sales process. How can I implement a sales process in the insurance industry? So I told Jason, here's how the sales process will look like. He built up this, he came to the training, he came to the Game Changer, and he built up this super simple looking page. Now you can see that the graphics isn't over the top. You don't get confetti. There's no animation. There's no moving graphics, nothing like that. It's just super simple how the top 1% of achievers generate more leads, get more referrals. Okay. If you want to get more leads and more referrals, register for this free webinar. Okay. Step number 2, they choose their session. Okay. This online class. And after that, step number 3, they show up. Jason makes an offer. The end. That's a sales process. Super simple, right? So let's take a look at the results. Fast forward today. Now, this is literally in the month of lockdown. Okay, this is April, month of April. And this is a time when fear was all-time high. Now, 330,000 ringgit, if you're outside of Malaysia, is about 80,000 USD. Okay, for those of you that's in Australia, that's about 100,000 Aussie, 100,000 Sing. Okay, and you can see, it says here, and like literally you can see, it says here, Max's stay at home, right? This is like when people are all fearful, stay at home. What did he do? He said, Peng Joon, I just did a 2-hour live webinar and I did 101,000 ringgit. I did 4 webinars this month, all 2 hours each, and I closed sales of 336,000 ringgit. He's so happy and I'm able to impact and change people's lives. I will continue to work hard, practice, and become an international speaker. Thank you for everything. You changed my life. Now, I want you guys to notice something, okay? Now, Jason, 2 years ago, he didn't have this skill set. 2 years ago, if he didn't have this skill set, do you think he would have been able to spot this opportunity? They say that luck is just preparation plus opportunity. Was Jason lucky? Maybe, because he was prepared and was given the opportunity to do so. So what did he do? He literally did 4 presentations in the month of April, and that's why you can see like it's very, very consecutive, right? About, 4 webinars, did 80,000 US dollars, 336,000 ringgit, which by the way is probably what some CEOs would make in a year. He did that in 1 month from home, wearing short pants, doing webinars. That's a sales process. Now, notice what he didn't do. What didn't he do? He didn't go saying, poor me. This whole coronavirus has really affected my business as an insurance agent. No. He found the opportunity to pivot, to adjust, to be flexible. 2 years. That's what I said. What if you had no idea what was possible for you a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, if you made the right moves, the right steps, because you just didn't know what's out there?
Yes, Peng Joon, I just want to shoot this quick video for you. We just did a 2-hour live webinar. Apply 100% of your game changer, 100% of your proven presentation. Yes, we closed 76,000 in sales in just 2-hour live webinar. That's crazy. I spent only about 4,000. That's about 20x return, right? Last week, our webinar, we did 30,000. This week, webinar, 76,000. So in just 2 weeks, we closed more than 100,000 in sales. That's crazy, right? Apply 100% of your game changer, your proven presentation, your platform coding, change everything, right? So thank you, Peng Joon. You changed my life, right? Guys, if you know my story, I'm not an internet background. I'm an IT nerd, right? I got no experience in online marketing. I got no knowledge about internet marketing until I met Peng Joon, right? My first webinar, boom, technical issue. My second webinar, there's no people show up on my webinar, but I still present until the end, right? So if I can do it, you can do it too, right? Without any programming, designing, and coding. So yes, Peng Joon, thanks a lot. You changed my life. For you guys, if you want to learn internet marketing, Peng Joon is a must go person. Trust me, he will change your life. All the best. See you.
So for Jason, what did he do? He was willing to adapt and learn this new skill set, and this skill set changed his life. He built a sales process, is helping insurance agents get more leads, pivot online, and that's what's required. So what is step number 2? Okay, let's recap real quick. Step number 1 is identify a big idea. Number 2 is build a sales process. Whether you want to sell insurance, whether you want to sell physical products, whether you want to sell digital products, whether you want to sell coaching, whether you want to sell houses, you need to have a sales process, and there's a proven sales process for every single type of business model. Okay, that brings us to step number 3. Okay, in order to make money, please write down step number 3. When you come to Game Changer Intensive, please write down product promotion. Okay, please write down product promotion. Now notice my choice of words. I'm utilizing the word product, not service. What is the difference between a product and a service? What do you think it is? What do you think is the difference between a product and a service? Now, because of how society works, most people have been brainwashed into believing that making money is about selling their time. I mean, think about that for a second. How many of you here have been told time is money? Type in me if you've ever heard of the saying, time is money, friend. Okay. Now, time is money is a lie. It is a lie perpetuated by people who believe that making money is about selling their time. And that's why a lot of people say time is money. Time is actually not money. Money can be replenished. Money can be earned. Time is something you will never be able to get back. Today will only happen once, ever in your entire life. And that's why I'm very grateful for you to be here right now. I appreciate that. But time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. And if you are selling a service means selling your time. And if you take a look at 99% of people that get paid, most people are paid by the time. But the one thing all of us have in common here is that we only have 24 hours a day. And as long as we're selling our time for money, there'll always be a ceiling and a maximum and a cap to how much we can make. So what if we sold a product instead? Now, what is the difference between a product and a service? A product, when somebody buys my product online, I don't have to go to my email. I don't have to open up Gmail. I don't have to look at the sales that's being processed here. I know it looks a little bit bright. Okay. I don't have to look at my sales over here, and I don't have to open it up saying, okay, guys, or send an email to my team or call somebody up saying, hey man, we just got a sale coming in from Dubai. This is order number V526713558. Oh yeah, you need this person's phone number. You need to give them a call. Okay, so this person's phone number is +14. We don't have to do any of that, right? Why? Because it's a product and there's a system that's automated to deliver that product. And when you're selling a product, that means that a sale can come in at 3 in the morning when you're still asleep, or at 7 at night when you're out with friends and family, or depending on which part of the world you're at, if you're stuck at home with friends and family. So in other words, if you sell a product, that is how you can build a highly scalable business. Because if you're selling your time, if you're selling a service instead, what's going to happen? During good times, what's going to happen? During good times, when you have all these orders coming in, you're going to realize you hate your life. Why? Because you will realize you have no life and all of your time is spent servicing clients. Okay. So this first piece of step number 3, when you come to Game Changer Intensive, please write down your first option. Please write down, create my own product. Please write down, create my own product. So this is where I'm going to be showing you how do you create your own best-selling product, whether it's a physical product, whether it's a digital product, so that it models and follows my checklist, my blueprint, so that you can sell your own product and keep 100% of it all. That's your first option. I'll be giving you how the entire template to how I create my best-selling product, so you can create that, help other people, and keep 100% of it all. Your second option, please write down affiliate marketing. Please write down affiliate marketing. When you come to Game Changer Intensive, I'm also going to be showing you how do you promote other people's products and get paid affiliate commissions. Now, I don't believe in a single stream of income. And what I'm going to be showing you is how do you promote physical products on Amazon, digital products on ClickBank, whether it's a service or a platform, or whether it is a software. But I'm going to be showing you how do you promote somebody else's thing and get paid commissions so that you can get multiple streams of income. How many of you here would like to have multiple streams of income? Type in the word multiple. Okay, type in the word multiple if you like to have multiple streams of income. Multiple, multiple, multiple. Okay, by the way, guys, I love the participation. Okay, love it. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is a prime example, okay, of how I became one of the top affiliates for this software. And let me show you how it works. In fact, this is a little bit outdated. I'm just going to open up my Google Chrome in a second. Okay, and let's see, let me just share my screen. Okay, so this next thing is a case study, and I want to share with you, like, I'm going to log in right now. Okay, and if you guys can see this, okay, this is, if you take a look at the top left hand side here, it says MRR. Okay, now what does MRR stand for? MRR stands for monthly recurring revenue. Okay, you see this? So what does this mean? It means that this software, and there are a lot of softwares like this, that will pay you every single month as long as this person continues being a member. And this software next month is still going to pay me 59,000 US dollars, regardless of what it is that I do next month. Like regardless, like literally. So in a year, they're paying me about $700,000. And what if you could tap onto these type of softwares and understand something, okay? Understand that all of the top softwares out there that's recurring, they have an affiliate program. Did you know that, let's say, like every single email marketing tool, there's an affiliate program for that. And I'm going to be showing you how can you apply this regardless of what market you want to go into, okay? So let's talk about that, okay? How many of you here would like to earn passive recurring income? Right, let me know in the chat. Right, type in the word passive. Let me show you how this works, okay? So let's talk about your different options, okay? Passive, passive, passive. Okay, so Amazon Associates. This is Amazon's affiliate program, which you can sign up for free. And Amazon would pay you 3 to 10% commissions whenever you refer people that buy stuff on Amazon. And guess what? Like there's everything you can ever think of is on Amazon. Whether it's a supplement, whether it's fashion, whether it's jewelry, whether it's an iPad, whether it's Samsung phone, whether it's a Galaxy Tab, they're all on Amazon. And Amazon will pay you a commission whenever people buy stuff on Amazon for you to refer them. Now your passion and the market that you want to go into, it could be travel. And I know travel is dead right now, but when it reopens up, this is Agoda. And what if you could sign up to be an affiliate with Agoda? And this is a booking with Shangri-La Hotel in Bangkok, where they pay out 25% commission. So $1,700 payout for referring people to do their bookings on Agoda. And what if sites like Agoda, Booking.com, TripAdvisor, if they all have an affiliate program? Now, I want you to notice something. Most of the people in the world, what they use these platforms for? They utilize these platforms as a consumer. But most people will never be exposed to the world where you could actually make money from these platforms. Some of you, you're already utilizing these platforms. Why not utilize these platforms and make money doing it? Okay, are you guys getting this? Can you guys see like why this is so powerful? Okay, now you could be in Forex. Now guess what? There's a lot of Forex softwares, companies out there. And these softwares, which Forex traders will need in order to trade Forex, they would actually pay you $400, $600, $800 whenever people open an account, trading account with them. But much more than that, what if they would also pay you a rev share? So every time they make money off people trading, they would give you a percentage whenever people trade. And what if this was truly like, so understand something, you don't need to create this product. You just need to understand that in order to make money online, you need to promote a product. This could be your own product. It could be somebody else's product that you promote. But guess what? Whenever I refer people that utilizes a certain software, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to deal with customer support. Whenever somebody buys something through my Amazon link, I don't have to forward to Amazon their shipping number. I don't have to deal with customer support. I don't have to deal with anything. How many of you would like to be able to, how many of you here can see why this would be such a crucial skill set, especially in a world like this where everything is required to be online? If you guys can see the importance of this, type in me, okay? If you guys are getting this, I want to make sure you guys are all online, okay? Me. Okay, good. Okay, good. They were on the same page. Okay, so in other words, product promotion can also be you utilizing your network marketing company as the product. Some of you could be in insurance, like Jason. That could be the product. Some of you could be real estate agents. So whether you are a network marketer, whether you are an insurance agent looking to build your team, whether you're a real estate agent looking to sell more houses, whether you're in MLM looking to expand your downline, that could be a product, okay? This could be if you are in retail right now. And again, we know that this is the group that's being hit the hardest, and that's why they're all shutting down and moving online. But this is where you'll need to pivot online. But here's the problem, right? So this is Steve Larson. He is in the MLM/network marketing business, okay? So here's what he did in order to promote this product through a sales process. Listen carefully, because I'm going to show you exactly how this can be applied in every single market.
Dude, Peng Joon, you are a freaking animal. I thought you were crazy with this whole content strategy thing, and went for it, and it works, and I'm using it in my MLM. And I get like, dude, 2 people per day are asking to join my downline. People I've never met before. And these guys are running around, and they're like, I'm so excited I'm pacing. These guys are running around, and they're using the exact same strategy, and we're just pulling people in, attracting people to us. And I don't even need to talk to them. It's really cool. I'm in MLM and still have friends and family. How weird is that?
Steve Larson here is in MLM and he still has friends and family. How weird is that? In fact, let me ask you guys this question. How many of you have ever experienced this before, where there was this friend whom you've not seen or spoke to in like 5-10 years, and then all of a sudden you got this DM on Facebook or Instagram or a text saying like, hey man, It's been a while. How are you doing? Are you free to meet up for coffee sometime? And you're a little bit suspicious, a little bit skeptical. And what you do is you reply to this person and then you say, okay, let's do it. And then somehow when you meet up with your friend for coffee, this coffee session turns out to be your friend taking out this iPad presentation mode or with a bunch of papers, drawing a bunch of circles, presenting to you this ground floor opportunity. How many of you here know what I'm talking about? Type in me if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Lots of you guys, right? Okay, so the question is, how did Steve Larsen become a top producer in his network marketing company without harassing friends and family? He built a sales process. What was the sales process? Step number 1, super simple page. I'm building an invite-only downline of real marketers. Step number 2, he gets people to fill up this application if they want to find out to see if they're a good fit to work together. Step number 3, he reveals what MLM he's in. He talks about the compensation plan, the product, how it works, the opportunity, things that you would probably present one-on-one anyway. He explains it all there. And then if a person is interested, they click on this green button to apply, to sign up. So that's how he automatically becomes his team, part of his downline, without him ever picking up the phone, doing one-on-one presentations, harassing friends and family, or sliding weird DMs or texting people that he hasn't met in 5 or 10 years. And because he's able to duplicate this for his downline as well as educate them on how to build a sales process, that is how he became one of the top producers in his company. So I want you to understand something. This is not about MLM. You could be in a totally different market. I want you to start seeing the things that we have covered so far. What is it? You need to identify your market. Number 2, you need to have a sales process. Whether you're going to sell physical products, digital product, coaching, live events, you need to understand how to promote a product. When somebody signs up for this product, it doesn't take up his time. Okay? But Peng Joon, I don't have a product. That's what some of you are saying, right? But what if I'm new? What if I'm a total beginner? What if nobody knows me? I don't know how to create a product. Okay, great. So I want you to notice the opportunity that we have right now. This is a very popular book in the internet marketing world. It's called .com Secrets, written by my friend Russell Brunson, who is the owner of ClickFunnels that does over $100 million in sales every single year. So Russell has a lot of money, okay? So he wanted to make this book 5 years ago a #1 New York Times bestseller. So you know what he did? He did a contest and he said, I'm giving away my Ferrari F430 Spider to whoever can sell most copies of my book. And you know what happened? The internet went crazy. Everybody wanted to win this Ferrari, including me. So I joined this contest and guess what happened? Do you think I won this contest? Let me know in the chat. Type in yes or no. Do you think I won this contest? Let me take a look at your lots of no, some yeses, okay? But more no's than yeses. Okay, so you're right. I did not win this contest, okay? The person that won this, his name is Jeff Walker, legend online, and he was the person that won this Ferrari. And then 3 years ago, Russell Brunson launched this book called Expert Secrets, and he said, same deal over here. We're going to do a contest. It's going to be 1 month long, and we're going to do this thing called the Dream Car Winner Contest. So this contest was for 1 month. I joined this contest. Guess what happened now? Do you think I won this contest? Let me know in the chat, yes or no. So I did win this contest, okay? And in the top 10, this is the #1 podcaster in the business category on iTunes, John Lee Dumas. Number 4 needs no introduction, Tony Robbins, who many regard as the #1 personal development trainer in the world. Grant Cardone. Guys, if you don't know these names, let's just say these names are very big names in the US. People much bigger reach, much bigger following than me. This is Jeff Walker, the person who won the Ferrari. And this is Ty Lopez, the person with the Here in My Garage video. Now, at the end of this contest, do you know what was the one question in everybody's mind? It's not how. Okay, some of you are saying how. It's not how. It's who. Who is Peng Joon and what did he do in order to win this contest? Okay. And how many of you like to find out what I did in our winners contest? That's step number 4. Okay. So this was the prize giving ceremony. I was the dream car winner, and I won a brand new Porsche, fully paid for by Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels. And I want you to notice like the crazy world that we're living in right now. If I told someone that I just won a brand new Porsche paid off by somebody else promoting a book that I didn't write, do you think normal, ordinary people would believe me? They'll be saying like, there's no such thing, right? That's like a story from Disneyland. Okay, that's like a fairy tale. Okay, but literally, that's the crazy world that we're living in right now. And you've got 2 choices. Your 2 choices would be to use this thing right here, like what 99.9% of the world would use social media for, which is to look at what their friends ate for lunch and watch funny cat dog videos. Or you could be the 0.1% of the crazy that's doing it. Okay, how many of you here would like to be part of this craziness? Type in the word crazy if you want to be the 0.1% that's part of this craziness. Okay, crazy. Okay, good. Okay, here's what Russell Brunson said at the end of it all.
I want to make a quick video today to tell you about my friend Peng Joon. Now, Peng, when we launched my book, Expert Secrets, a little while ago, he came out of nowhere and crushed all the other affiliates. It still blows my mind he was able to sell as many books as he did. Sold a ton of books. We had him come speak at Funnel Hacking Live talking about his content machine, how he does what he does. And it's amazing. His presentation, first off, it was so cool to see how he systemizes the entire process, which was awesome. But then second off, he shared a really vulnerable video clip. And we had people in our audience crying, and it was just, his connection was amazing. Yeah, he's an amazing person, and an amazing marketer, and amazing at what he does. So if you have a chance to work with Peng Joon at any, if it is with an event, if it is with selling books, if with driving traffic, like he's amazing at pretty much all these different skill sets across the board. If you have a chance to work with him, definitely do it. We've been grateful to know him over the last couple of years and have him as a partner. He's helped grow ClickFunnels, and he can help grow your company as well.
So Russell Brunson, who's doing over $100 million a year through ClickFunnels, if I can help him grow and contribute in some way, I'm pretty sure I would be able to help you as well. So same thing here. If you've been part of the internet marketing community, you know that Traffic Secrets was one of the biggest launch in the online marketing space that launched in May. Same thing here. They did a contest, and at the end of this contest, there were like some really big names in here. And I was, a lot of times people were saying 3 years ago, oh, it was Peng Joon got lucky, it was chance, coincidence, whatever. But this last launch, we did about $600,000 in sales, about $300,000 in commissions. And if I could do it once, yeah, maybe it's by chance, maybe it was luck, but to do it again and again, consistently in affiliate marketing, wouldn't you agree that maybe, just maybe, there's a process that works, there's a strategy that is proven, that I know probably what I'm doing? Right? So that's the power of product promotion. So if you don't have a product, understand that you could be promoting somebody else's product, getting paid commissions in return. But in order for that to happen, that's where number 4 is crucial. So number 4, when you come to the Game Changer Intensive, the virtual event, number 4, please write down the word traffic. This is such a crucial piece, especially in a time like this, traffic. Now, traffic has 2 main parts. Please write down the 2 types of traffic. First type of traffic, please write down the word ads, ADS, ads. How do you write and run profitable ads? How do you make it and structure it so that for every $1 you spend, you get back a minimum of $3 in return, net profit? That's what you need to be doing. Now, I've spent millions of dollars on Facebook ads. Now, when I say millions of dollars, I'm not talking about like millions of dollars for clients, running clients' ad campaigns. I'm talking about utilizing our own money, running our own, selling our own products. Okay. So on this first piece here, why is this such a crucial skill? This is when, just think about that for a second. think about businesses out there, whether they're a chiropractor, whether they're a dentist, whether they're a plastic surgeon, whatever business, okay, a cafe owner. Do you think most small businesses know how to run a good Facebook ad campaign? Most of them have no clue. In fact, most digital marketers do it wrong. And if you imagine, if you could help, I don't know, a plastic surgeon, a dentist, get more leads, more walk-ins, how much do you think they would pay you if you understood this skill set? Which, by the way, I have a lot of students, they didn't even do all of the other steps. The only steps they got good at and focused on was this. And they built an entire business just on this piece here. The ability to run ads. This is where I'm going to be showing you how do you write ads that isn't boring, doesn't suck, isn't dry. How do you target people? How do you retarget people? What are the type of numbers you need to know in order to scale and make it profitable? So this is your first type of traffic, the ability to run profitable ads. It's not about having a big capital. It is about the ability to put $1 in and get back $3 out. Because if you could do that, that's how, you just think about how much money would you spend next month. If for every $1 you spend, you can get back $3 in return, net profit, okay? Your second type of traffic that you will master when you come to the event, please write down, build a following. Whether it's a following for your business, for your company page, for yourself. Why is this important? Here's why. It is because how many of you would agree if somebody looked you up and they saw that on your Facebook page or your Instagram page, you had over 100,000 people following you. And I'm not talking about like weird fake bots, but like real engaged people. How many of you would agree that that would change the way you are perceived by your audience, right? So this is where I'm going to be showing you my content strategy to how I built up millions of followers so that rather than going to people, people come to you instead, so that people will see you as the expert, as the authority, and as the only logical choice. This next person trained with me, implemented this system. His name is Dan Locke. Today, he is crushing it on social media. Dan Locke today, he has over 1.5 million followers on Facebook. Same thing for Instagram. He talks about entrepreneurship, high ticket closing, copywriting, crushing it online. And here's what happened for Dan.
Peng Joon is one of the very rare individuals that could do very well with both in terms of not just promoting and marketing an event, but also delivering a great experience. Not only myself, I have my director of events for my company go through Peng Joon's system to learn tools and strategies that to help us to make our event better. If you want to know how to market an event and also how to monetize an event and how to deliver that memorable experience for your audience, doesn't matter if you're getting started, this is your first event, or you've been doing this for a while, I highly recommend Peng Joon's system. I don't recommend a lot of people, but this system I highly endorse. Check it out.
So if you follow Dan, you will know that, first of all, I don't think he has given testimonials or endorsed anyone. He doesn't really endorse anybody. But why is he highly endorsed this, and why did he go through this training and also send his director of events to go through this training? Well, it's because he did this thing called Closers in Black. It was an event. He crushed it. He did like over $7 million in sales from this event. Now, obviously, Dan Locke is not a typical person. I don't know if you are a typical person. But the point I'm trying to make is you need to have a sales process. You need to have a product. Whether you want to sell live events, whether you want to sell insurance, whether you want to sell physical products, you need to understand these strategies, especially in today's world. And that finally brings us to step number 5. When you come to the Game Changer Intensive, please write down number 5. Please write down automate. Automate. The end game of this entire thing is this. Please write down this next sentence. Please write down, remove myself from the business. How do you remove yourself from the business? How do you do that? Please write down systems and process. Systems will set you free. You see, when somebody buys something from me, I don't have to open up the email saying, thank you very much for your purchase. Here's your product. Thank you very much for your purchase. Here's your product. Thank you. Because if I did that, I would go insane, right? So this is where I'm going to be giving you the checklist, the processes, and what are the things you need to have in place to automate and streamline your business as much as possible. That's how you scale. That's how you work on the business and not in the business. Why are there so many people that's so busy in their business every single day? It's because they don't have systems and process. Last year, I spent more than 220 nights away from home. I love to travel. I love to bring my parents to nice holidays. And the truth is, I wasn't around much. Now, most businesses, if the CEO is away for that extended period of time, most businesses will not last. So this is the step that is crucial so that you transition from a business operator to a business owner. Okay, write that down. Business operator to a business owner. How do you make the transition? Systems and process. Okay, so this is my team. Now, even though I'm the one doing the training, but the truth is I will not be able to do what it is that I'm doing today if not for my team of superheroes and Avengers. And what if they would also be the person that will be supporting you in this journey? So the number one reason why people fail is this. In fact, this question was asked to me by my mom, and she said, if making money online was that simple, then why isn't everybody making millions of dollars online? And I thought it was a pretty valid question. And I realized that there's the easy way and the hard way. Most people fail because they go online and they type in the words, how to make money online. They get about 2 billion search results, all telling them different things. They try this thing here, that thing there. They get information overload. And when they fail, they get confused. They say, oh, internet marketing doesn't work. It's a scam. Okay. Most people fail just because they don't have something to follow. They don't have a system. Now, the Game Changer Intensive is a 5-step system. What is a system? A system is something that you follow the steps, you always have a very predictable result. And the result here, well, it's money in the bank account. Okay. So write down these dates. You will be coming on these 3 days, 14 to 16. Okay. It's on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So for those of you that is in the time zone of Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, day 1, which is Friday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Day 2, it's the entire day, 10 to 6. If you are in Australia, that means that it will be 2 hours later. And if right now, if you are in a European time zone, you are probably on a wrong webinar. But if you are from Europe, there is a different date for that is more European friendly. You'll need to speak to my team, but I know that right now a lot of you that's on this webinar should be seeing the Asia dates. Okay, now this is live. So what that means is this is the setup. This is my office studio, which is about 4 minutes away from my home. I'll be heading there to my office, and this is the setup. The setup is very slightly different from today's setup. Today's setup is more one way. But when you come to this virtual event, I'll be able to see your face. You'll be able to see mine. You'll be able to see each other. I'll be able to interact with you. I'll be able to answer your questions. And it would be just like a live event. So this is truly a very unique event where there's interaction, there's Q&A. I'll be able to see you. You'll be able to see me. And there's a reason why it's in August. Some of you are thinking, oh, August is a long time away. Well, it's a reason for that. The reason why it's not next week and it's in August, here's why. Please write down these few things. Number 1, please write down pre-training. Write down pre-training. Now, the reason why it's held in August is because from now until August, I don't want you to do nothing. I want you to go to a pre-training, and a pre-training is literally the first thing that you will get when you're part of this. So this is something that you'll be able to do at your own convenience so that you can maximize your time with me, so that when you come to this event, we can go straight into the good stuff. Okay, so some of you, well, most of you could be absolute beginners. Some of you could be advanced. Now, no matter, some of you could have been trying things out for the last 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you maybe haven't seen success yet. But this is where we get everybody starting at the same starting point by going through the pre-training first, so that when the event starts in August, you maximize your time with me. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, number two would be the virtual Game Changer Intensive. This is where you would be able to meet up with me online, ask questions. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to get is the pre-training. You're going to get the virtual event. What else do you need? Okay, so what if I also told you that one of the biggest issues that people face in traffic is they don't know what to post on social media? Okay, I know I face that problem a lot. So what if I told you that I also designed your entire social media calendar so that never again are you going to wake up on a Wednesday morning thinking, what should I post on Facebook or Instagram today? And this is tied in with holidays, with educational stuff, with inspirational stuff, with controversial stuff, with viral stuff, so that all you need to do, the design's done, the font's done, is just make minor edits, but it serves as a template so that it takes care of your social media strategy. Now, I know that value-wise, it's worth thousands of dollars, but this is what we sell it for $497. So you'll be able to get access to this entire social media post for the entire year, okay, which is the third thing you're going to get. So you're going to get a pre-training, you're going to get a virtual event, you're going to get 366 social media posts done for you. What else do you need? Okay, what if I were to also put you on my 21-day video challenge? Now, what this means is videos today are crucial for traffic. Now, I know that a lot of you, you're probably thinking, what videos? I don't want to be on video. I know that for some of you, videos can be extremely scary, but this is what I'm going to show you. How can you utilize videos? You can utilize someone else to be the face if you want to. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be showing you how do you create 21 strategic videos that you can use in your marketing and have 21 videos done in 21 days. And the difference, well, it's going to be fun. There are prizes to be won. You'll do it together with your friends. Sometimes the video might totally suck, but it's okay. It's a safe landing. It's a safe space for you to practice. And every single day, I will give you the script. I will tell you exactly what to say, the templates, regardless of what market you're in, so that in our last training, we had people from more than 30 countries all over the world, and you'll be able to practice with them and create and shoot these videos, even if videos could be really scary for you right now, okay? So you would have 21 videos done in 21 days in a fun way that's engaging, where you get to win prizes just for participating and taking action, okay? So you're gonna get a pre-training, you're gonna get a virtual event, you're gonna get 366 social media posts done for you. You're gonna be part of the 21-day video challenge. And remember we talked about ads? So after spending millions of dollars in ads, I realized that there are a few 16 frameworks in total that has worked better than others. So what I've done is I am going to literally give you the entire training, the exact ads, the framework, so that all you need to do is fill in the blanks, model, copy and paste, and utilize these ads regardless of what market you're in. So whether you're an insurance agent, whether you're a network marketer, whether you want to sell toys, whether you're in brick and mortar business, you'll be able to pick the ones that resonate with you and plug and play straight away. Okay, so this is something that we sell for $997. So they're gonna get a pre-training, the virtual event, the social media post, the 21-day video challenge, my entire ads training course. And finally, what if I were to also support you even after you left the event? What if the event was not the end? How many of you here, by show of hands, well, I can't see your hands, but would like me to support you even after the event is done? Type in me if you would like me to support you even after the event is done. Okay. Now, what if I were to include you in my Game Changer graduates community so that even after you attend this event, I continue supporting you through this group? In fact, last week, we did a Q&A answering commonly asked questions or people that people are stuck with. And I had graduates that trained with me 8 years ago that was on this call, that was part of this call. So what if you were to be part of this community for as long as I'm around? Okay, I don't like using the word lifetime access because the truth is nothing's really guaranteed. But as long as I'm around, you get access to this. Okay, you get access to be able to see other people that's crushing it. so that you can model and be inspired from the people just like you who have walked this path, people like Jason, people like Jordan Yo, so that you can see what they're doing and model their footsteps. I've got people from all over the world that's part of this group. This is Clarence Jakes Lim, who is known as Fibo Lim in the Philippines. And you can see, he posted here, says, first webinar during this pandemic. Hope this inspires all of you to take action. It's really true that for every crisis, there's an equal amount of opportunity. Thank you, Peng Joon, so much for sharing your knowledge. Take a look at this, okay? 9,900 pesos, about 250 US dollars. And he did this launch during this time of crisis, when people are panicking, staying at home, watching Netflix or their Korean drama series, whatever it might be. And he turned this crisis into an opportunity. But again, how was he able to do this? Because he was equipped with the skill set to do so, to spot the opportunity. Now with people from all over, okay, but you'll be able to see all their stories. Okay, so you're gonna get the pre-training, the virtual event, social media posts, showing 1-day video challenge, the $1 million ads. And the best part again is that it's virtual, okay? So whether you are in Australia right now, whether in Singapore, whether in Philippines, whether in Hong Kong, you'll be able to join us from all over and at your own convenience, okay? So who does this work for? This will work for you if you're just getting started. In fact, this would be my favorite group because this means that you will not have developed any bad habits yet. So if you're somebody that you knew that you always needed to get online, but you just didn't know how, it all seemed really confusing, this will be for you. This will be for you if you are a freelancer, if you want to sell digital products, information products, intangible products. This will be for you if you're into e-commerce, physical products. This is for you if you're a coach and you sell more coaching online. This will be for you if you're a local small business. If you want to generate more leads as a real estate agent, as an insurance agent like Jason Koch. This would be for you if you are in business to business. This would be for you if you want to sell other people's products as an affiliate, whether it's physical products on Amazon, digital product on ClickBank, whether it's somebody else's software. This will be for you. This will also be for you if you want to expand your network marketing business without approaching friends and family or doing anything weird, okay? So how much is that worth? Now, to be able to do that. Now, I know that if I based it on cost, it's cost me to learn this from the best of the best. The amount of money it's cost me to hire programmers, designers, coders in the past to be able to do this. It's millions of dollars. But if I based on value, the amount it's made me, my students, my family, people from all over the world, I don't even know how to put a number associated to that. Now, I know right up to this point, some of you could be going, well, I've been looking at some of your questions. You've been saying like, Peng Joon, does this work in Asia? Yes, I know that right now, a lot of names that I've shown you, are like big names, Russell Brunson and Dan Lok and whatever, right? So I get it, okay? But does this work? Well, this is Peggy, who was extremely bad at computers, because right now I know some of you are thinking, oh, but I'm not a coder, I'm bad at computers, I'm not a tech person. So Peggy was somebody that was really bad at computers. And 3 months later, after learning this and implementing this, here's what happened for her.
So after learning more Peng Joon thoughts, I now earn $1,000 a month. I know it's not a lot, but I just get started. But best of all, I can now work from home and spend time with my kids.
So Peggy here, she invited me to her home. I was playing for kids. And this was the first month she ever hit $1,000 in a month, 1,000 US dollars, right? So she was making about $40 a day, very consistently. And now I know what some of you could be thinking, like $1,000, like what kind of success story is that? Like, there's no big deal. Look, I get it. That was exactly what I was telling her. I said, Peggy, you need to think bigger. $1,000 is nothing. But she said, Peng Joon, you don't understand. It's not about the extra $1,000 a month, but the fact that I can now work from home and take care of my family, my kids. And that to me is priceless. In fact, how many of you here would agree with what she says? Okay. How many of you would agree with what she says? Yeah, me, right? How do you put a price tag on that? Like, if you could work from home while taking care of your family and your kids, how much is that lifestyle worth? Isn't that worth something? Like, how do you put a price tag on that? It used to be the case when I told people like working from home is possible. People would say, that's all crazy talk. And literally, overnight, working from home doesn't look like it's that crazy after all, right? And even if it is just $1,000 extra a month, like, what would you do with that extra money? Maybe pay off a few bills, go for an extra holiday. What would you do? Now, $1,000 might not be a big deal, but an extra $1,000 a month can be the difference between struggling and comfortable, right? So how much is that worth to you? Like, if you could pay to get this result, how much would you pay to get this result? How much would that be worth to you? Just think about that for a second, okay? So to quickly recap, you're gonna get the pre-training, you're gonna get the live event, you're gonna get the videos challenge, you get all my tools, my templates, you're gonna be part of the Game Changers community for life. And this is a package that we sell for 4,000 US dollars. The only difference is when we did it in Europe, it was 4,000 euros. And when we did it in London, it was 4,000 pounds. Okay. Now I know that 4,000 US dollars seems like it's a lot of money, but let me ask you this. If all this did was, number one, finally get you a system that was profitable, would that be worth $4,000? Like right now, over here, these are sales processes that I built that has individually made over $1 million each. And if all I could do was pay $4,000 to have this built, I would pay for it all day, every day. Or if all this did, just like Peggy, was to help you get back an extra 2 hours a day so that you can spend time with family, loved ones, people that actually matter, because you no longer have to commute to work. After a year, is that worth $4,000 to you? How much is your time worth? Or if all this did was so that you can fire all of your programmers, your website developers, and your salespeople, because you don't need them anymore. Because right now you have a sales process that's automated online. I don't have any programmers. I don't have any website developers. I don't have any salespeople. Do you think after a year that would save you at least 4,000 US dollars? Right? You tell me. Right? Would it be worth it? So how much is that worth? Now, the last time I did this event live, I asked my students. They all paid $4,000 to be there. And here's what their reaction was at the end of this event. Thank you. Thank you. Now, since we're here, and I had no idea we were going to do this, but now this would be a good time for me to get some valuable feedback from you. Now, let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you are at the third and final day of Internet Income Intensive. Right, thank you. How many of you would say that this event has been better than pretty good? In fact, how many of you would say that you've been to other events before, but this one definitely surpassed all your... Thank you. And how many of you now have a beautiful looking website? You're now open for business. And in fact, you actually made a sale and your first transaction right here in this very room. And raise your hand if you absolutely know 100% that this event is the one defining event that will make all the difference in your life. And how many of you know that if you actually put this into practice, it will transform your life, not just what you knew, but emotionally and spiritually in all aspects of your life. So how many of you know that? And what if, let me ask you this, what if I were to offer 100% of your money back? But then, I would want to offer 100% of your money back, but that would mean that you can't implement anything that I was shown this weekend. Is there anyone here who wants your money back? There's 200 people here in this room. What if I were to offer you double your money back? Is there anyone here who... What I gave you 3 times your money back? How many of you would agree that this event is worth much more than just a price tag? Here's the thing, guys. If you know that this event is worth a minimum of at least 500,000 US dollars, and do this only if you believe that this is 100% truth, right? Only do it if you know it's 100% truth. If you know that this is at least at 500,000 US dollars, I would like you to stand up. Do that only if you believe that is true for you. I want to thank all of you in this room for allowing me to share my passion. I believe that my work here is done. Now, when I was at this event, I had many students coming up to me saying, Peng Joon, what you did is crazy and you are crazy. And I was like, why do you say that? And they said, over here, there are a lot of different events, and workshops and trainings and seminars, but we've never been to one where the trainer would offer to give us our money back when the event is over. And I said, well, number one, it's because I don't need your money. And number two, it's because I know how much it is worth if implemented. And I think the words I forgot to use were the words if implemented. Because we all know this, right? No matter how much information you get by watching free YouTube videos or learning whatever, but if you don't implement, how much is it worth? It's worth nothing. Right? It's only worth something if there was action taken, if implemented. Okay, so how much is it worth if implemented? A lot. Not implemented, nothing. Okay, so ever since I started doing events, my events is always sold out. But again, like I mentioned, I'm not doing events in a while, right? Until it's really safe to do so, because safety is priority. And I will be doing this at $4,000 and across the world. And here's the thing, it's that because even though you can see why it's a great deal at $39.97, and it's why my students, my participants around the world have been investing at this amount. The truth is, whenever I did these events, I would hire a 5-star hotel. I would fly like 6 people from my team, fly to a different country. There are a lot of costs set up. But how many of you here would like me, because now we're doing it virtually, to pass on these savings to you? Because I don't need, to get a 5-star hotel now. So you're not going to invest that amount. In fact, you're not going to invest even half of that amount. Not even at $9.97, which by the way is a very typical webinar pricing. If you've ever been on a webinar, you know that's usually $9.97. But you can get started right now for just $4.97. Now, this is a price point we've never ever done until this whole coronavirus thing happened. And it will not be repeated again. Mark my words. It's always been $39.97 whenever we do it around the world. But because people are stuck at home, I want to be able to support those of you that's here right now. So because you are here, I want to be able to do something special. Here's how this works. Okay, all you got to do is open a new tab right now and type in bbworkshop.com/special if you know you want to do this. Okay. Question, how many of you here learned something today? And how many of you here know that if you took what I've shown you here today, the steps, the techniques, and you implemented it, it will make a difference in your life, right? 100%. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. For those of you that open a new tab right now and go to bbworkshop.com/special, here's what I'm going to do. Now, every time I do this in live events, I always know and I always believe that people who are successful are action takers. And when I did this in my last live event, all of these bonuses went out in like 7 minutes. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to be able to do the same, and I want to reward people who are action takers. So right now, I'm going to put a 30-minute timer over here. And for those of you that head over to bbworkshop.com/special, these are the bonuses that you are going to get if you are decisive, if you are an action taker, if you know that this is for you and you know that you have to do this. Here's bonus number one. Okay, bonus number one is I'm going to be showing you an entire training that is not available publicly in terms of the resources. I don't just give you the training, but basically this is how I won the Traffic Secrets contest, where I'm going to be giving you not just the training, but all of the emails, all of the ads, and all of the resources that I use to win this contest. So this contest, we did $600,000 in sales, about $300,000 in commissions. And the value of this, I put in $4,000 here, literally because there was somebody in the top 10 who kept on saying, Peng Joon, how do you do this? How are you crushing this launch right now? What are your techniques? What ads are you using? And I said, my reply was an emoji of the sunglasses. That's all I said. And he's like, come on, man, tell me. And I said, how much are you going to pay me? And he said, $39.97, which is a very common price point. It was more of an inside joke. But I said, okay, I'll show you the different resources. He was more of a friend. But what if I were to give you all of the emails, all the ads, all the resources, so that in affiliate marketing, whatever it is that you want to promote, you'll be able not just to understand the strategy, the thought process, but you have the resources to do so. Exactly how I thought about the ads, how I wrote the emails, the promos, all of that, just given to you on a platter. Now, if you've ever been on this journey, you'll know that there's a lot of people out there who've maybe like made $10,000 online, and now they're selling some course at $997. Or worse yet, there are people who's never made $1 online, and now they're selling a $997 course because they read some $15 book somewhere. Okay, this is not theory. By the way, you will not see this training together with these resources anywhere else. And if I do decide to sell it one day, it'll be $4,000. So for those of you that's decisive, in the next 27.5 minutes, if you open up bbworkshop.com/special, I will honor this bonus that's not found anywhere else so that you can utilize this in affiliate marketing. Okay. How much is it worth to you to be able to have one profitable, just one profitable affiliate marketing campaign? You'll be able to understand the secrets of being a top affiliate consistently, knowing that it's not theory, but something that I actually do. Okay. Bonus number two, for any one of you in the next 30 minutes only. Okay. My team in 27 minutes is going to be compiling the report so that they can wrap up, but you'll be able to get all of my top funnels, whether you want to sell physical products, digital products, affiliate products. I've talked about my life work. My life's work is all about compiling funnels, different sales processes. And what if I were to give them? Now, this is the part that's absolutely insane. Before this, my company would build up funnels for people starting at $30,000. We don't even do it at $30,000 anymore. We do it at $50,000 and we take 10% of all sales. But what if we were to give you all of my top sales processes, the architecture, the infrastructure, the sequencing of the pages, so that all you need to do is swap out the graphics, edit the words, and whether you're going to sell physical products, digital products, membership sites, services, they're all there. Now, this is something that you'll not be able to get anywhere else. And when the lockdown happens, mark my words, this offer will not be here. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do it again, because the truth is, I don't like getting tied down to dates. Okay, so if you can't make it to this one, perhaps when doors reopen again, you can join my live events. But of course, live events are going to go back to $39.97. Okay, bbworkshop.com/special is the place to go to. $497. Now, here's the thing. Okay, if you take this amount, $497, okay, $497, if you were to divide this over a year, now I'm not good at math, so I need to use a calculator. That's $1.36. What can you buy with $1.36? Can you get Starbucks? You can't even get a Starbucks with this. Okay, this is like a pack of chicken nuggets. The point I'm trying to make is you're gonna spend this money anyway. Why not take this amount and invest it in yourself so that you can get it back many times over? Why not do that? I don't know. Some of you, how many of you here, you've spent $497 like on dumb stuff that you know you shouldn't have, but you spent it anyway? I mean, let's get real, right? I've spent money on dumb stuff that I know I shouldn't have. But what if I could help you save time on the learning curve so that you don't have to go through what most people go through? Just think about that. This $497 for some of you, you're going to save this money back. Maybe you already have this amount. Some of you might take, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, a year. I don't know. Okay, I don't know your financial shape right now. I know that things are bad, and that's why it's $497 and not my usual $39.97. But the point I'm trying to make is this money is replenishable. But what if I could help you save that time on the learning curve so that you don't have to go through what most people go through? You take a look at a lot of people out there who's trying to figure things out on their own after a year, 3 years, 10 years. There's people out there who's been trying to figure things out themselves, and after 10 years, they have still not figured it out yet. So can you try to do it utilizing the free route? Sure, I'm sure there's some people that's done that. But what are the odds? I know that everything that I got good at, I got mentors, and I studied and trained with the best of the best. So if you want to be able to take advantage of this opportunity, bbworkshop.com/special is the place to go to. Now, I know some of you might have some questions. We're going to be taking questions at the end. But understand something, guys. Whether you do this or not, like very honestly, it's not going to change my life. Like, I'm not going to buy a new house. I'm not going to buy a new car. I'm still going to be wearing these white collar t-shirts. My lifestyle will remain exactly the way it is. But what if it could make all the difference for you? bbworkshop.com/special. Okay. Now, for those of you, okay, let me just do a quick recap. You have 23 minutes left. Okay, we're 7 minutes, 30 seconds in. Okay, these bonuses will be up for another 23 minutes. And for those of you that's still here, let me just do a quick recap. Here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a pre-training, which is basically access that you get immediately so that you can maximize your time with us. You'll be able to come for the 2.5-day virtual event that we normally sell for $4,000 when we did our live events happening in August. You'll be able to get 366 social media posts done for you. You'll be able to get access to our 21-day videos challenge. You'll be able to get our $1 million ads training, and you'll be able to be part of our Game Changers graduate community for life. Okay, bbworkshop.com/special. And for those of you that make that investment in the next 22 minutes, you'll be able to get access to how I won the Traffic Secrets contest together with all the resources, all the ads, all the emails. You'll be able to get all my top funnels, physical products, digital products, for if you are a fast action taker. My team will be compiling the report. In fact, they're doing so as we speak right now. You have 22 minutes left to do so. And while you guys are still here, I know some of you, I don't know. I just want you to ask yourself, like for those of you that's still on the fence, how many testimonials or case studies or reviews do you need to see in order to take action? This next person, just like you, he was new 2.5 years ago. His name is Stephen Yong from Malaysia. And here's what happened for him.
Even the webinar itself has been given me a 1 day, 1 sales averagely, and I can show you this result. I've really not full force into Facebook advertisement yet, so it has been giving me a direct result like these one day, one sales. I'm not even full force, yes. But yes, thank you, Peng Joon.
So, Stephen Young attended this program, this training. He was new. 3 months later, he was making a very consistent 1 day per sale. 3 months later, now he was selling his thing for about 900 ringgit. So that's about 200 US dollars. Okay. But guess what? He didn't stop there. He kept going.
Hey Peng Joon, I'm Steven here. I'm currently in Thailand. Now the reason why I'm in Thailand is also because of you, because of your program booking strategy has enabled me to share my e-commerce dropshipping program across the countries that I travel, whether it's offline or online. Now, I particularly want to thank you, the strategy that you shared with me of the webinar funnels that I run it hour the hour that has generated $500,000 sales for me. That's huge. And that's crazy to sell my e-commerce dropshipping program online. So that's why thank you, Peng Joon. Thank you so much.
Stephen Young, from being new to making one sale per day every single day to generating over $500,000. Guess what? He kept going. He was crushing e-commerce, kept going. And fast forward just a couple of months ago, before the lockdown, he was nominated as the 100 most influential young entrepreneurs of 2019 in my country. Okay. Now, isn't that a pretty amazing journey to be able to do that in like 3 years, right? Again, where do you think you could be a year, 3 years, 5 years from now if you made the right choices, made the right moves, implemented the right things? Please write this next thing down. Please write down, every master was once a beginner. 3 years ago, he was a beginner. 15 years ago, I was a beginner. I didn't know how to do this. I started somewhere. I implemented. I took action. And if you want to take action, bbworkshop.com/special. This would be the place to do so. 11 minutes has passed. You guys have, you have 18 minutes left to claim these bonuses before my team wraps up and compiles the report. Okay. Next question. Now, again, I know some of you might have some questions. We're going to be doing Q&A at the end. But a very common question is, how do I know if this is legit? Is Peng Joon legit? How do I know if this isn't some elaborate scam? How do I know if this works? What makes this different from all of the other courses out there? Okay. So, by the way, it's good for those of you that's skeptical. It's good that you're skeptical. You should be skeptical of me, because the truth is there really is a lot of highly questionable products and gurus out there. So how do you know if this is legit? Well, let me walk you through my process of how I see things if they're legit. So next time you can spot who these fake gurus are, okay? Here's what I do. What I love to do to see somebody's legit, these are red flags that you cannot run away from, okay? And I'm going to show you how to spot them. Okay, how many of you would like to see how to legitimately see if somebody is legit? Okay, that's like a rhyme over there, okay? So, when you want to do your due diligence, when you go to a person's Facebook, the place that you want to go to notice first is to see if this person has this tab called the reviews tab. Now, why is this important? It is because on a Facebook page, you can actually choose to hide this if you choose to. And I can tell you, 95% minimum of marketers hide this page most of the time. So at any single time, if you see a person's review tab is hidden, that's straight away a red flag. Okay, I am transparent. I leave my reviews tab open, and when somebody leaves a review, I can't edit it. So you can actually see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. Now on my reviews tab, you can see that I've got over 1,400 reviews. Okay, 4.9 out of 5. Can't make everyone happy. And we all know that the odds of somebody happy leaving a review is much lower than somebody that's unhappy leaving an unhappy review, right? Because that's just how reviews work. Now, so what I would like you to see is take a look at all of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like literally, this is, go see for yourself. Go do your due diligence. See what people are saying, okay? This is Lester Lim, who attended the last one. I don't know who Lester Lim is, okay? Looks like we have some mutual friends, okay? But he said, I attended Virtual Game Changer Intensive over the last 3 days. He really over-delivered. Despite having been in the digital marketing space in a few niches, I learned so much and gained clarity on many concepts that I haven't previously been able to grasp well. I decided to attend this training because he's one of the best in the digital marketing and learned and unlearned more about Peng Joon's exact framework. He used real-life examples of his own business and practiced what he preached throughout the 3 days. That is what's made him different from any other trainers. Okay, I would highly recommend anyone who wishes to learn from Peng Joon and take the jump. You won't regret it. Okay, so again, see what people say. This is Sebastian LeBlanc. Looks like he's from, looks like it's Thailand, right? Jonathan Jakes. I attended Peng Joon's retreat. It blew me away. He gave us all templates, tools, documents to over 10+ million a year. I firmly believe that what I learned in this event will help us 5x about our business. Peng Joon truly cares about students and it shows. Thank you for going way above and beyond. So Jonathan Jakes, who is from LA, flew over to train with me, paid a lot of money, okay? This is just before the lockdown happened. So guys, I can keep scrolling. And again, I want you to start like really thinking that about that question. How many success stories or reviews or testimonials do I need to see in order to make a decision? This is John who said, before attending Game Changer, I watched the pre-training video of which Peng Joon told me to set my expectations high because he was going to massively exceed them. Who would dare promise that? I just finished Game Changer. My expectations were truly exceeded. I'm blown away. Learned so much. Can't wait to get started. Okay, so I can keep going on. You'll see people from all over. Okay, short reviews, long reviews. Go read the good, the bad, the ugly. Okay, Tarabu, who says the last 2 days has been mind-blowing. Thank you so much. Truly a game changer. Michael Lee, right? So I can keep going on. And as you go and see all these reviews, guys, I can't edit any of them. Okay, surely, like, they can't be all my friends. Like, what are they saying? Okay, just completed the last 3 days, Game Changer Intensive, awesome experience, God bless. Okay, people from all over. Max Yo says, over-delivered 100 times value for me, $497 spent, right? Rinaldo, who clearly has issues taking a picture, says, very transparent, genuine training I've ever taken. Okay, Cecilia, oh, by the way, this is the setup. Okay, he says, it was an amazing attending these 2.5-day course. It aroused me a lot, which I'm not sure if that's the right choice of words to utilize, okay, and gave me in-depth knowledge and skills and resources for me to go further. He over-delivered what he promised. Thanks a lot, okay? So I don't know who Cecilia is. We don't have any mutual friends, right? So again, guys, the reason why I'm showing you this is I can keep going on, okay? Take a look at what people say, okay? You'll see the good, the bad, the ugly, the negative, the positive. You got to look hard. But of course, I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find a negative. It's always there, right? You can't please everyone. And most of the time, by the way, the negatives are people who's like, I find his ads really annoying. He should get off Facebook. Okay, so anyway, can't make everyone happy. Okay, so if you guys know you need to do this, okay, the timer is up here. My team is going to wrap up the report in a second. And if you want to have the bonuses, you have 12 minutes left to do so. And anyone who makes that investment in the next 12 minutes will get these bonuses. Okay, but guys, I want you to notice something. Some of you, you got to make a decision. Some of you, you might have been living life analysis paralysis. And again, the question is like, how many like success stories or reviews or testimonials do you need to see in order to make a decision? Because not making a decision is a decision. It is a decision to do nothing. That's what it is. Okay. Now, before I go into the Q&A, before my team takes over a Q&A, I know some of you might have some questions. Okay, 11 minutes left. I just want to leave you guys with these few questions, these 5 questions. Okay. In fact, let me just see this. Okay. Let me just quickly welcome those of you that just got on. Let me see a few names. Okay, so Bei Si Yuan, congratulations, okay, team. So this is people take note of. We'll get the bonuses. Olivia Wan, congrats. I'll see you at the event. Lai Li Shun, Edward Emilio, W. Podgiono,